Good morning, student. How are you doing today? Most of you must have heard of carbohydrate while you were in junior classes. Carbohydrates generally is one of the classes of food. And we all know that carbohydrates in most African countries is one of their basic food. So today we are going to look at the chemistry of carbohydrates. We'll look at what carbohydrates entails. As you can see, today's lesson is going to be based on one. We are going to you should be able to describe carbohydrates and write the general molecular formula of carbohydrates. From there, we will also classify carbohydrates into different groups. And lastly, we'll be able to state the sources of carbohydrates and their importance to animals. Now, starting from this overview of this lesson, we have different sources of carbohydrates. Basically, we have what we refer to as simple sugars. Then we have what we call complex sugar. And lastly, we have what we refer to as dietary fibers. But basically, as human beings, the one we know mostly is that of simple sugar and that of complex sugar. We're also going to look at digestion and absorption. Well, you must have done this one in biology, but I will still talk about it and their functions. Now, what are carbohydrates? If you look at it very well, these carbohydrates consist of three basic elements, which are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And that's the reason why I refer it as CHO. Now, what are carbohydrates? If you look at this picture, let's see whether it's common to you. At least you realize that these are some of the pastry that you eat. Donuts, you can see spaghetti there. And also, you'll be surprised that inside some of your fruits, it also contains some elements of carbohydrates. You still have your carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen inside, and even your vegetables and so on. But basically, the main sources of carbohydrates, what you can see it are basically that of you can see in the millets, sorghum, maize, some of it is cassava, berry, and so on. Now, moving on, we have different types of carbohydrates. Carbohydrate can be classified into simple sugar, like I've mentioned. So under this simple sugar, you can have what we refer to as monosaccharides and disaccharides. The meaning of mono means one sugar, while disaccharide means two sugars. The term saccharides derived from the Latin word means sugar. So monosaccharide, one sugar, disaccharide, two sugar. Now, we also have what we refer to as complex sugar, like I mentioned earlier. Under the complex sugar, you have what we refer to as oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharide, that is from 10 molecules of simple sugar. Then we have polysaccharides, that is many sugar. Example of polysaccharides is the glycogen starches and fibers. Monosaccharide, simple sugar. Example, we have the glucose. We have glucose. We also have these are some of the function of glucose. Carbohydrate used for by the body without blood sugar is found in fruit, vegetables, and honey. Then we also have fructose. Glucose and fructose, they are isomers of each other. And that one say is the sweetest of the sugar. But naturally in fruit and combine glucose to form sucrose. Then the last one is galactose. So we will recall that monosaccharides are glucose, fructose, and galactose.